We are at 5 past the hour. There he is. All right, so let's get things started. Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Midweek with Max. We are joined by two incredible partners this week, and I'm going to stop my preamble and just turn things over immediately to Phil and Max.
All right. So again, this is something that we started ever since the run-up to mainnet. We like to make sure that the Hemigos are exposed to the folks that help make Hemi possible, and make Hemi a good place to show up and transact and do all sorts of cross-chain things. And today we have two guest speakers. I'm going to start with our representative from LendOS, goes by Zipoken. I don't know if that's how you want to be known here, but in any event, take it away. You have 5 minutes, and the amigos are yours. There he is. All right.
I think I had pushed the talk button, which doesn't work on the desktop. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I'm Mike from LendOS and Zipoken Labs. Really nice to join you. So I can briefly describe what we're doing and why we're building LendOS, and then I'm happy to answer your questions. So LendOS is a permissionless lending market where we focused on the different use cases from the traditional lending markets like Aave Compound. We're strong believers in the other collateral types. We're actively working on the DeFi DEX LP collateral. We already built the LP collateral for UniV2 system, which is currently on the update, as we have some issues like 2 weeks ago, right, with it. And we're also under the audit for the V3 part, so we're able to accept NFT collateral from UniV3 pools, which I think is pretty amazing, because most of the liquidity right now is in V3 pools. Almost $18 billion overall in DeFi are locked in DEXs, a lot of on Hemi network as well. So we believe that this liquidity should be unlocked, and people should have an option to get a leverage in their DEX positions, or simply get a loan against their DEX LP position. We strongly believe in this type of things. We're also working on other collaterals which are not live yet on LendOS. Another thing that we're building, and I think that's also kind of a great DeFi primitive and use case, is the leverages. So if everybody used Cantango before, I think that's like a really simple but a great use case. We're building something more than Cantango that allows you to supply and arbitrage between different lending markets and create on-chain positions with just a few clicks. So that's what we have right now in our ongoing development, and we should release these products. We hope like at the end of spring, but probably in summer. So that's the plans that we have.
What brought you to the Hemi network? How did you come to discover us?
In our opinion, like that's we want to have a BTC exposure, and we like the Hemi itself, right? So I participated in some test nets before Hemi launch. So for us, it was really crucial to get the exposure in BTC assets and native BTC assets as well. Our very big roadmap is that we would like to build and cross-chain lending markets. In order to do this, we need to onboard different networks. We're focusing not only on EVM networks, but also on other like Solana, Move, ecosystem, etc. So, and the main goal is that we want to have a truly cross-chain lending where you can supply on one chain and borrow, for example, on Hemi, right? And we'll introduce like a paymaster account abstraction. So if you're from Solana, you don't even need to have a wallet, like a Hemi-compatible wallet. You can use your Phantom or Soulflare, etc. So that's like a very big goal that we have, and we're moving to this goal step by step.
Excellent. And let the Hamigos and Hamigos in the audience know, as soon as they log off of this weekly town hall, what would you most like them to do with LendOS on Hemi?
Just test it out, supply and borrow, get some interactions with the protocol. We also launched our governance, so we should publish several proposals soon, so we can vote for these proposals, right? And if you have any assets that you believe LendOS should add as a collateral or as a collateral and be available for the borrow, just let us know. We're very open. Our DM in Twitter is open, so we're also you can also reach us here in Discord. So we believe that to launch and to grow the ecosystem, we need to collaborate. So if you have any suggestions for us, we're open.
Excellent. All right, Mike. Thank you so much for joining us and taking the time to address the Amigos here. Let's now kick it over to Asan. I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly. From Hemi Bros, which I understand is doing something really big tomorrow. Did I read that right?
Yeah, we're planning to launch on Mint Park tomorrow, 2 p.m. UTC.
All right. So tell us all about Hemi Bros.
Oh, sure. Hey, amigos. Sorry. Hemi Bros is a PFP NFT collection on Hemi that is blending nostalgia, fantasy, and innovation. So every Bro NFT unlocks entry to Bro Town, which is a P2D pixel chill farming game built natively on Hemi network. So we are building a 2D pixel farm simulation game, which will give you something like the Isekai feeling. So it's like something closer to Stardew Valley on Web3. So this game is currently on the alpha version. So once it becomes more polished, we will roll the beta version, which will be playable our community. But the holders will get the first access for sure.
So my PFP will be a character in the Hemi Bros game.
Yes, that's correct.
Oh,
it
excellent.
will be as a playable character where you can farm, or you can try some quests. You can adventure. You can take some quests from guild and stuff like that. It will be quite interesting.
I think this will make you the first game on Hemi.
Yeah, I think so.
So what drew you to develop I guess Hemi Bros in general, but more specifically a game on Hemi?
So we all wanted to play some isekai games, the feeling that it gives you in otherworldly feelings. So we wanted to Hemi Bros as a community to give the community members that feelings, you're in different world, such as where magic exists, something like that. So it's a Hemi is different world, which we are building Ethereum and which we are combining the BTC and Ethereum on sorry, I'm getting.
You're doing fine.
So our original idea was to make an otherworldly game, which is a farming simulation game. Since we all like to play Stardew Valley, but it's in the Web3 version where you can connect your MetaMask, or where you can farm tokens, or where you can enjoy just chilling and be part of something. Every DeFi is kind of stressful. The Bitcoin is up, Bitcoin is down, but we want to build a place where you can chill and enjoy. that is the main purpose.
We could all use a little more of that. All right. So, what is the one thing you want the audience to know, and what's the one thing you want them to do when they exit the town hall today?
I just want them to be, like join our Discord and just be chill guys, like just every crypto community is kind of chaotic, like there's a lot of bots and there's a lot of, like grinders. We just want to be like genuine, just chill guys. So after our game launch, we can play and hang out as well, That's the only thing I want from the community.
Excellent. Well, thank you for joining us. And actually, right now, ceremonially, my cursor is on the follow back button. Everybody count down with me. 3, 2, 1, and boom. Hemi_XYZ is now following Hemi Bros. All right, great.
Let's go.
I want to make sure we should be following LendOS already. Let me double check. And we are. Okay, great. Well, Mike, Asan, thank you so much. If you want to stay, great. We're not going to be mad if you're busy and if you have other stuff to do. But thanks for joining us, and let me pass it back to Rick.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, that was great, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
I got to reiterate, we totally need a Hemi Bros game night here in Discord when you guys are ready to roll it out. I think the whole community would really dig that. So yeah, just ping me and we can set that up if that's something you're into. All right, so let's do our initial recaps and updates, and then we can get into questions. So gonna pass the baton back to Phil and Max.
All right, awesome. Welcome to another Midweek with Max, everyone. It's been a very productive week. We got TVL up to, I want to say 650. I know it's been a little higher depending on asset value, but a solid 650.
708.
Oh, 708. Holy crap. Okay, awesome. I'm out of the loop. So a lot of great progress on the TVL side. Protocol side, we've been working on some improvements for node running, so getting SnapSync working with some HVM bits that needed to be updated and added to the peer-to-peer protocol, which makes it easier to go and run a Hemi node, whether you just want to run one for fun or you want to use it for a DApp you're deploying or whatever. Very shortly, as in like probably by end of day today, there should be full node running instructions that work, and you can do a SnapSync and get a node running. Bitcoin takes a while to sync, but within 2-3 days of syncing time, which is awesome. So working on that, working on some other refactors and improvements, reworking how some of the daemons that are part of the whole Hemi protocol talk to each other and work together. And so making it easier to run, just a BFG node independently if you want Bitcoin finality data, or being able to run a pot miner with your own local TBC instance as the Bitcoin full node it connects to. So a lot of improvements on that side for various different architectures of node running. And also doing the rebase for Pectra. So there's Ethereum's going through the Pectra upgrade on mainnet on, I believe, April 30th. So getting the rebase and protocol upgrades scheduled for that, for mainnet support. And I think those are the big things. So with that, I'll hand it over to Phil.
Sorry about that. I had trouble unmuting just then. Bring the ruckus, Anubis. I love that. All right. That's a great way to introduce the marketing guy. Anyway, so yeah, what are the things that I'm really focused on today? Guys, it's no joke. I know it's April 1st, but if you go to DeFi Llama, we are number 1 in Bitcoin sidechains. We are number 11 in EVM chains, and we are number 14 overall with 708 million in total value locked. So that is a great milestone for us. I just got off a call with the media team to ask that they push that and show that as demonstration of our momentum here at Hemi. Really proud of the team. Really great work there. Those of you who populate the memes channel on this Discord, that's definitely what I would love everybody to focus on today. Is helping us celebrate that milestone, because I think that's really incredible. That's really only the only thing I'm focused on right now, other than some of the more boring behind the scenes stuff. I know people probably don't want to hear about things like marketing planning, sponsorship planning, conference planning, so on and so forth. It sounds like a very inactive enterprise, but I assure you it is very active. We are really planning out the rest of the year and what is the best way to continue to raise our voices. We've been kind of like the band that silently becomes number one on the Billboard chart and silently sells a million records. And we're at a point right now where it makes sense we want to sell a loud million records. Every metaphor I come up with is going to be either Star Trek or music, so I apologize in advance. Anyway, those are the important things for me right now, is that today I actually, when I first logged on and I had not quite caffeinated, I thought DeFi Llama was broken because I wasn't used to looking for Hemi in the number one slot. And I kept on refreshing. I was like, I guess it was just object blindness. And then I realized, it's like, oh my God, we hit number one in the important Bitcoin DeFi sidechain category. So obviously, congrats to the team. Congrats to our stellar biz dev crew. And thanks to all of you, our Amigos and Amigas, because you all help make this happen. So again, I'll say the same thing that I say all the time, which is, definitely tell folks what we're up to. Let them know that our community here is very unique in crypto, and I think it's the kind of community that is rapidly disappearing. That is to say, one that has consistent founder level access and participation. Let people know that the Hemi Discord is where this is all happening. So with that, let me pass it back to Rick for the Q&A.
Thank you, sir. I just saw something on Twitter, and I'm not sure if it was a April Fool's or not, but it said that Disney just bought Star Trek, so you might want to look into that. All right, let's get right into questions, because we got a bunch of them. Yeah, I know.
They already own so much of my childhood.
I know. It's yeah. I don't know how I feel about that. All right, let's get things started with questions. Here's a Discord question. I can't dismiss the 2 pings. Help.
Just click harder.
Yep. Click harder. All right. On to general questions. Where do you see Hemi being in 12 months?
We got a lot in the pipeline. So 12 months, looking just on the tech side first, we should have decentralized sequencer, a full BitVM system. And again, HVM gives us some benefits with the capital efficiency and security that we can get with a BitVM construction. So we have a unique spin on BitVM that we're working on. So those both are scheduled for currently Q3. And then we got a lot of work on the protocol side with HVM, some feature updates, things like supporting meta protocols, some additional pieces for like event notifications. So you could have a smart contract subscribe to Bitcoin events and be automatically notified with a callback that doesn't require initiation from an EOA, which makes it so you can build like automated Bitcoin DeFi infrastructure that doesn't require any EOA external account to initiate transactions to perform actions based on stuff happening on Bitcoin. We should have a version of Hemi BTC that can be tunneled out to the Ethereum ecosystem. So not just bringing Bitcoin onto Hemi, but bringing it through Hemi to Ethereum, to Optimism, to Arbitrum, to whatever L2s, L3s in the Ethereum ecosystem you use. And that'll be backed by the BitVM systems, basically bringing BitVM custodied, super secure, super capital efficient Bitcoin to the Ethereum ecosystem. And probably a little past the 12-month mark, but also the ability to launch L3s in the Hemi ecosystem. And then the second feature version of that will be a shared sequencing, shared DA system powered by Hemi token staking. So basically, if you're staking Hemi tokens to be a sequencer or a publisher or a challenger, you'll also be able to opt into providing infrastructure and security to the shared sequencing DA system that'll support all the Hemi L3s and provide better, faster interoperability between everything in the Hemi ecosystem. So we got a lot of really cool things on the tech roadmap from that side. And then as far as, adoption use cases, things, dApps running on the chain, definitely looking forward to seeing, hopefully in the next 3 to 6 months, a lot of people starting to use HVM and build some interesting Bitcoin native dApps around that. So whether that's non-custodial exchanges, non-custodial Bitcoin-based lending protocols, Bitcoin MEV marketplaces. We have some cool stuff we're working on in the background with Bitcoin MinerFi. That's going to be cool to see that come to market. And obviously just expansion of more ecosystem partners, more liquidity, more transactions, interesting use cases. It'll be cool to see some gaming use cases, some AI use cases that are in the pipeline. So a lot of exciting stuff coming in the next 12 months, and then even looking 2 years out as part of the bigger L3 ecosystem move, and some more of the interesting interoperability tech we'll be working on.
Awesome. Right. And that's what we're doing in the next 12 months. Okay. When is TGE planned? We had to ask that one. I mean,
we do not have a date for it yet, but soon. Like I say, every week it depends on a lot of external factors as well. So the overall, crypto market, there's a lot of partners that have to line up with things like exchange listings and, liquidity providers, things of that nature. So soon, hopefully we'll have an actual date for that to announce, sometime in April. And high level, we definitely want to get to a token as much as everybody else. But we also have to be smart with making sure it lines up with the market and that it's a successful launch instead of something we rush out. But very soon.
And to add on to that, it will be before Grand Theft Auto 6, in case anyone was wondering. You may.
Okay, I want to say something. I want to say something before I do have to drop at the bottom of the call because I got another meeting to run to. But you brought it up, Rick. I've noticed that other projects are biting off of our culture here. I'm starting to see koalas, right? Like the intern koala. I'm starting to see Grand Theft Auto jokes. What gives? I look, to all other projects out there, I'm just going to say, when you start running out of our ideas, why don't you just come join us here at Midweek with Max? Because I'm seriously starting to see this everywhere. Imitation, flattery, you all know the cliches. But yeah, okay, you brought up GTA 6. Before I jump off, I just wanted to say that I am starting to see folks taking some of our cultural artifacts and sprinkling them out as their own. That's all. I'll get off my soapbox. Back to your agenda, Rick.
Sounds like the intern might be double timing at another company.
Oh, dude, he doesn't have time for that. There's no chance he has time. Not with the amount of emails he sends me. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely not. All right, I'm out.
All right, take care. I will add to that if anyone does find examples in the wild of what Phil was just referring to, other people using koalas, GTA 6 jokes, or honestly anything that's kind of been homegrown in our Hemi community, if you take a screenshot and share some receipts, I'll give you XP. Just saying. When can we expect to see full transparency around tokenomics and TGE?
Hopefully soon. So that'll probably come with the TGE announcement. So that's still working on finalizing some details, but expect that in the coming weeks. I'm sure before the end of April, I would say, if not sooner.
Awesome. And again, definitely before Grand Theft Auto 6. Okay. I provided, not me, but this is the question. I just have to clarify that every time. I provided liquidity on Hemi staking 3 days ago, and my points are still showing 0. When will this be fixed/updated?
I'm going to throw this one over to John, who has more visibility on the point side. I know there's some stuff with some of the protocols, some of the assets that are still being updated on the Absinthe backend for indexing. I'm not sure about Hemi staking specifically, but I know some of the, if you're providing liquidity on some of the DEXs, lending protocols, those may not be showing up as we're still getting some of the indexers fixed. But I'll throw that over to John for more details.
Yeah, so on the staking side, there definitely should not be an issue there. I'm not aware of any issue whatsoever on staking. So just to clarify that you're referring to actual staking through the Hemi front end, that, I'm actually looking at it as we speak. I'm not seeing any issues there, including transactions from about 30 minutes ago. So definitely, if you open a ticket about that, please tag me. I would definitely like to address that. Otherwise, as to piggyback off of what Max said, over the weekend I had pushed an update to the Absinthe or the points dashboard front end in order to let you guys know that temporarily had pulled points for LP out of the total there, simply because there was a segment of users that, based on the status of certain LP pairs, was not getting, they were getting points, but it just wasn't displaying. I didn't want it to, kind of create an issue where some people are seeing points, others are not. So at the moment, the only points that you should be seeing are for staking. If you see points that had technically disappeared, it now tells you at the top that, hey, this is for staking only at this time until we get that squared away. Basically, just, to get a little bit more in depth, the logistics of having, total of 12 pairs, technically 13, with 3 different dexes with 3 different pools on each. Generally a 1%, a 0.3%, 0.01%. It's a lot to track, and there's a couple of things that sometimes happen. So that's something that we're working through with Absinthe, and I'm assured that will be completed momentarily. This week, we'll be adding, at the minimum, one-time tasking, such as demos, possibly some Hemi names-related stuff like that, maybe some gaming stuff, kind of some more lower economic threshold tasking, to get people involved with some of those things, ecosystem-wide, and then also looking to get lending involved. I know I mentioned this last week, but on the lending side, just want to make sure that users are able to kind of see things fully and that we don't have any issues similar to what's going on with LP right now. So just trying to make that as smooth as possible for you guys before that goes live. But for what it's worth, probably going to retroactive some of that as well for lending, just for users that have gotten into positions beforehand. So we'll talk more about that, and there'll be some sort of announcement depending on what has to happen there. But as of right now, LP points are being actively tracked, whether they will not show on your front end as of this exact moment, but they will very soon. And staking points, so like I said, that's the first I've heard of an issue there with anything staking related. So please let me know so I can take a look into that, as it's very important. But I expect things to be running much more smoothly within the next couple of days on the LP front. So I appreciate you bearing with us, by the way.
Awesome update. Thank you, John. I do have a couple other point-related follow-ups because it's Midweek with Max, and that has become a section. When will testnet points be visible again? And when will testnet pop miner points be issued?
I'll take that one. Very soon. We're doing a final audit. I've had some other things I had to work on the engineering side, but should be able to hopefully get through that in the next 24 to 48 hours. So I know people have been waiting for that, and we've been a little slow, but it is in progress and should be done soon.
Awesome. Let's see. Did that. Will there be points for interactions on mainnet like there were on testnet? For example, the points for swapping or tunneling.
There may be some, and I'll throw this over to John for his comments as well. Generally speaking, the point of mainnet incentives is to focus on economically useful activities, so stuff like providing liquidity to DEXs, lending protocols, things of that nature. I do believe there will be points for some nominal amount of trading volume on DEXs, but I don't think there will ever be points just for tunneling assets, hitting a certain transaction count, things like that, because we are trying to, again, incentivize economically useful activity. But I'll let John also comment on that.
Yeah, so in short, there's a possibility, but really using our time as wisely as possible leading up to TGE in order to ensure that we have the most economically viable and pretty much productive tasking. So as Max had highlighted, pretty much in all points programs ever in existence, rewarding for tunneling and bridging has turned into a massive black hole because users will continuously loop that over and over. And there's really hard to kind of imply logic that says, hey, yeah, tunnel it here and keep it here, right? So would love to do something like that. It's just very hard to do. On the swap interaction side, agreed with Max that there may be something that allows you to do X amount, of swaps for a flat rate or something like that over X period of time or Y period of time. But once again, it's problematic. One of the keystones of kind of our points program is above all else, kind of the, for lack of a better term, fairness, equality of it, where, hey, yeah, if you bring economics to the table, then, you'll be rewarded for it via points. And that needs to be, kind of cascading in a way that actually makes sense. Whereas a lot of these other things will, such as incentivizing swaps, bridging, it does obviously have a end result that could help us out for sure, but a lot of times that's where you see the gamification come. And just for a little bit more behind the scenes insight, I actively watch daily what users are doing in regards to the points program, and or just people that are part of the points program and what they are doing on chain via the Explorer. And when I see activity that looks strange or questionable that aren't even points related tasks, it lets me know that those are things that we probably don't want to go ahead and incentivize if they're not already. And if they are, then we need to adjust that. So, things like bridging, swapping, etc. There's entire guides out there on how to quote unquote game the Hemi airdrop. There are quite a few, and a bunch of them mention bridging and swapping. So things like that, and it literally tells you, bridge and then pull it back off, bridge and pull it back off, right? That type of activity is very prevalent in point systems. We're just not going to incentivize when there's black holes like that. But definitely looking at them for more, I guess you could look at it as time-based things where, hey, you can do these up to 2 times per X period and, get yourself some points. So things like that may be on the front and, in upcoming iterations as well. So just take that with a grain of salt because there is a method to the madness, I promise you.
All right. Sorry, I had 3 things to unmute. Thank you for that explanation. You did say the A word, which is going to cause a lot of stress, but that's okay. Actually, you know what? Do you guys have any kind of a explainer? Because we do get the question when airdrop. Could you guys address that question? Because currently we're using a shrug emoji.
The testnet is an incentivized testnet. That's all I can say, and you can extrapolate from that what you want. But TGE is when there would be incentives of some sort to distribute. I hate to be cagey, but
no. That's
crypto.
Totally fair.
And I would add on to that just by saying that I did use the A word, but the A word and points programs usually correlate. So when looking at them, that's also what they are called sometimes. So take that what you will there as well. So those two things I think are the most we could say.
That is
I
completely
also would add
fair.
on to that, airdrops generally come with the connotation of you're getting something for not having done, useful work, whereas incentivized testnets, the point of that is to reward you for doing something useful that, you're testing the network, you're putting in work, and you're getting rewarded for the resources and time that you put into that. So that's the other reason why we like to differentiate from airdrop. Airdrop is like, a bunch of people get tokens because they had an Ethereum address for 5 years, right? Whereas this is more of a incentivize people to do things that, testnet contributed to testing the protocol, doing load testing, giving feedback, and then in mainnet contributes economically useful activities to the protocol.
Awesome. I really appreciate that. And with that said, we're going to stick with the shrug emoji for the time being. So, moving on. Okay, I'm so glad you guys are here because I don't really understand this. If I buy, in quotes, YT space AGETH, end quote, on Pendle, which has 212x Hemi points leverage, should I hold it on ETH mainnet or tunnel it to Hemi to gain the points?
I'm not super familiar with how the Pendle token works under the hood here, but if there's points leverage for a yield-bearing token on a market like Pendle on Ethereum, you would not have to tunnel it to Hemi in order to receive your points, from my understanding. I don't know, John, if you have anything you want to add to that. That's more your world.
Yeah, so besides points and rewards, I also moonlight BD and kind of am one of the Web3 guys over here. So definitely very familiar with Pendle. You're referring to Pendle points, which is obviously not in our control. That would not even be viable to be bridged in the first place. So to answer that question, anything that has to do with external deposit campaigns or external applications is out of our purview. But as I'm familiar with it, I'll answer yes, it needs to stay where it's at. So in theory, if there's a Pendle campaign with Hemi-related tokens on Ethereum, Optimism, wherever, that platform, you need to stay where it's supported on that platform. Otherwise, you could end up creating some serious issues for yourself with the position, trying to bridge it. There's no need to move it over here if it is not already. Once again, just want to really underline that is not our program whatsoever. That is specific to that platform. But just deploy it where it's at, and that's where it should be. In the future, there may be similar applications and or likewise applications. So I guess similar, or they do the same thing. I guess that will be directly on Hemi. In which case, at that point, you could unroll and move those funds over to Hemi and deploy them in that front. But otherwise, bridging them is not required.
Thank you so much for that explanation. Moving on, Max, we have a couple questions from Poison and I believe another user. Hemi Labs' consensus mechanism, proof of proof, is a novel approach that emerged from field tests by VB before Hemi Labs acquired the company in 2023. What do both VB and Hemi users get from Hemi buying VB?
So I'm not sure where that information originally came from. I know there was some news article that posted that somewhere. High level, Hemi Labs acquired the Veriblock IP, so all the intellectual property basically around proof of proof, consensus protocol, code, trademarks, all that stuff. And as for what it benefits people who are part of the Veriblock community, basically announcement coming soon. There will definitely be something. I'm sorry I can't provide more details on that at this point, but those will be coming very soon. We're still finalizing some of the details on what exactly that's going to look like, but I promise it is definitely still in the works, and we should have information around that probably with the broader, detailed tokenomics whenever those do get released.
Thank you very much. There is a technical follow-up. From a technical standpoint, Is it possible for Hemi and VB to proof of proof at the same time and be somehow connected?
Not really. There are some benefits to, if you have multiple chains posting their, basically consensus proofs to a common chain, there's some benefits you could get from on an interoperability perspective. And so we'll be doing something like that on the Hemi side with the way that the Hemi L3 ecosystem is going to work. So you have all these L3s posting common state roots to a single chain, the Hemi L2, and so they can use that to basically get mutual intelligibility of each other's finality states for cross-chain transactions. So there are some benefits there, but not really in the case of two totally different architectures. It's more, between multiple EVM chains that are built to have interoperability with each other. So there are some theoretical benefits in that direction, and that is something we will see a version of with Hemi and Chain Builder, but not anything that does interoperability at this point through state roots published to the Bitcoin base layer.
Thank you so much for that. Moving on to Deimos/Sybil. The first verification for the MeID can be done now, and the second verification, we will wait until there is announcement. Is that correct?
Again, I'll throw this over to John, but I don't believe there's any verification that we're currently asking people to do. So any verification you do at this point, I do not believe would be useful, and you have to wait until we announce when people should do the different verification steps.
Yeah, so something that I'm considering is making it retroactive up to a period. So hypothetically, if we push this out next Monday, we said, hey guys, verify for the first of 2 times, then, we can kind of backdate it to a period as well. Okay, if people verified within the past 7 days or something like that. But otherwise, I don't want to get too crazy with it. We have not asked anyone to verify yet. I have simply said that if you do, you're not hurting anything. You might save yourself some time. Otherwise, as Max has highlighted, there's not been a call to action yet, although that will be this week. By end of week, I will ask you to verify for the first time. You have a period of time to do that. Really, just to understand here, this isn't like a down to the minute thing or something that you have to do during a 1 hour period. This is something that is passively required to ensure that you are still the person that should be in control of that wallet, just to continue to cut down on not only cutting down on Sybils and syndicates, but also at the same time ensuring that hacked wallets, which by the way there's like 40 tickets for, so this is actively doing something and has a purpose, are also not being handed points that are further actionable in the future. So that really the thought process here is just, okay, we will ask you to verify, please do so over the next X period of time. There's really no end date in mind, but we'll probably make a second announcement in the coming weeks that says, hey, we'll be asking for a second verification very soon. If you haven't already, please already verify for stage 1 type thing. So that's what it will look like for now, but as Max kind of said, you're not necessarily doing it ahead of time if you do it now. At the same time, you're definitely not hurting anything, and it's seen as positive activity. So I hope that's clear, but as of this exact moment, there has been no call to action to verify. I've simply said that verification you can do at any time.
Very clear and very appreciated, sir. Thank you. Following up in the same category, I am a peer-to-peer seller for crypto assets. Am I likely to be classified as Sybil if I sell Hemi ETH?
No. So the sole anti-Sybil mechanism we're using is Deimos. So if you're a verified unique individual, that's what really matters. Obviously, if there was some large-scale, obvious, group of Sybils who were somehow getting past Deimos, they had a farm of 1,000 people they were able to re-verify, and it was really obvious, that kind of thing would be blocked. But as long as you're able to verify with Deimos as a unique individual, you're fine. There's nothing, if you're going and sending assets to other addresses who are also using the system, because of peer-to-peer trading or giving tokens to your friends or whatever, that would not be an issue.
I'll just add on to that because that activity can look very similar to what syndicates do, the key part of what Max just said is that assuming that those other accounts are also using Deimos, right, you yourself would not be penalized because, if you're verified, life is great. But, for the people kind of that you are selling to, it sounds like, the people receiving tokens, it could look like, it's going to create a swarm basically on the back end that I will see. That will not matter whatsoever for you, but for those people, you need to be verified either way. But I would just kind of consider that in the grand scheme that, if those people do not verify, it's going to create an issue anyways. And then, it could be seen as a similar activity. So, there could be things down the line that, I need to follow up on. But in general, no, that's not going to create an issue. And, it will not result in any type of forfeiture or anything else. It just might kind of catch some eyes, I guess is the best way to say it. So, because that type of activity is very similar to what we see in these syndicates that have, 1,000 individuals that, just continuously send assets both on testnet and mainnet to each other in order to inflate positions, using timing and everything else. So similar type of activity, looks very different on chain, but the swarm itself, the kind of the how wallets connect to each other would look similar. So that would probably raise an eyebrow, but it would take 2 seconds to realize that it's not malicious activity. So no issues there.
All right. Thank you very much for that. Got a couple node sale questions on deck. When will the public node sale start and the private one end? Do we have a date on that yet?
Not at this time. It is something, given market conditions, I think right now they're not super favorable for a node sale, and that could change very quickly. We are still talking with some partners who may want to run part of the node sale with their communities. So it is an ongoing thing we're still working on, but there's no new dates or information or announcements to make on the node sale side, other than continuing to work on it, and we will definitely announce details as we finalize them. But at this point, there's no end date for the current private sale and no start date for the public sale.
And I believe you just answered my next two questions. Oh, nope, only one of them. Here's a follow-up. Are there any updates for the specifications for running a node with a validator passport?
No updates from what we previously communicated. So I think we said, 1 to 2 modern CPU cores, 8 to 16 gigs of RAM, and 1 to 2 terabytes of disk space. So that's still the same. Just as a point of reference, I have a hypervisor sitting next to me that has 256 gigs of RAM and a bunch of NVMe drives, and I'm running 8 Hemi nodes right now for testing stuff. So if that kind of gives you a box comparison, it also has a full Ethereum node on it as well. So they're not super heavy to run, but they do obviously require non-trivial hardware. You're not going to run it on your phone or something like that. But specifications are relatively low, and also we are working with cloud providers to basically run infrastructure. So if you don't want to run a node yourself, especially for people who only have a couple node licenses, where you have 2 node licenses and getting a VPS or a dedicated server to run the node on doesn't make economic sense. You'll also be able to use those cloud providers as well, and they will run the infrastructure for you and either take a direct payment of a small amount, each month, or pay the year up front or whatever, or a portion of the revenue from the validator passport, basically. So no updates there, the same things we've communicated before, but it is still in progress, and we'll definitely announce updates there as we have them.
All right. I have some partner-related questions that were just added to the queue. When here token, and when was actually spelled correctly without the H?
Soon. I think that's. I think there's some stuff we were gonna help the hair team with on deployment, and they needed some stuff from us. So I don't know exactly where that landed. I've not had the time to follow up on that, but very soon.
That's incredible news. Here is another one. As the first gaming and NFT project on Hemi, will there be... Oh, will there be funding for Hemi Bros? Notice this question. I can't read that, but that's the question. Will there be any funding for Hemi Bros?
There could be. I don't think there's anything that's been decided or agreed upon. We are still working on the grants and bounty program, so like any other project in the Hemi ecosystem, if it makes sense for either a development grant and or some sort of bounty either for the team or their community building, then they would of course be eligible for that along with every other project, anyone else who's building on Hemi. So I don't think there's anything decided on, but definitely could be something through the grants program.
Awesome. Oh my God, Josh types faster than I can read. Hemi's core focus is based around security. Does this mean Hemi is investing in regular audits, both contracts and infrastructure, and the security of their team and deployments?
Yes, we put a lot of thought into security. Security is one of those things that you're never done with it. There's always more stuff to do and more stuff to improve, but we've done audits of any of the important smart contracts, stuff like the Bitcoin tunnel. We've done some code audits on our changes to Optimism and Opgeth and the other daemons that we have as part of the Hemi stack. We've done infrastructure pen testing. We are in progress of doing additional security reviews, stuff internally that's just iterative improvements. But we put a lot of thought and a lot of time and resources into security, as I think every crypto project should do. But definitely a lot of attention given to that.
All right, thank you very much. And it's kind of another TGE question. Will rewards be giving out at TGE or after TGE?
TBD. If it's not exactly at, it'll be very shortly after. That being said, there may be some lockup mechanics applied to rewards or incentives for opting into longer unbonding periods. So we'll announce details on that soon. We're still finalizing it, but around very close to TGE, if not at TGE.
Awesome. Why the hell am I saying awesome so much today? I'm sorry about that. I think I'm just tired. Are there any benefits for NFT holders? Specifically, I broke Sepolia and Hemi hatchlings.
Nothing formal. We do want to do something fun around it. As I've stated before, it's not going to be, some super incredible, you get 10x points on the network type of a thing, but we do definitely want to do something around them, but we haven't finalized on what exactly that's going to look like. So maybe, some sort of a points boost. There could be something we do with, early access to new stuff that we're, beta testing, where you get a points multiplier for being in early. So there's some stuff in the pipeline that we're considering, but nothing set in stone at the moment.
Okay. Does Hemi have a security team dedicated to securing the infrastructure?
We definitely have dedicated resources. A lot of people, with the Hemi team, most people here are wearing multiple hats. But we do have one person who's heavily focused on the whole infrastructure security side, responding to bug bounties, vulnerability disclosures, reports, anything of that nature, working with the bug bounty program provider that we work with. So yes, although dedicated, there's not a person whose sole purpose is that, but there's definitely people who are heavily focused on that and spend a lot of time on it.
Right. Okay. We are still in security, or we're back to it rather. Does Hemi have a bug bounty program?
Yes, we do. We run it through HackerOne, and so if there's any bugs or vulnerability disclosures or anything you want to send, you can do it through there as a responsible white hat disclosure, and depending on what it is, there are also bounties depending on what it is you find. Obviously, something like a SSL certificate doesn't have support for this crypto thing that would probably be best practice to enable. Stuff like that's minor, but if you find something important, there are definitely bounties and rewards for that.
I just have one more question. You mentioned an engineering AMA last week. When can we expect this to happen?
Definitely soon. We're tentatively looking at next Tuesday, but we're still trying to figure out what works for everyone on the engineering team schedules. But soon, definitely sometime next week, tentatively Tuesday.
Killer. I think that is the end of questions. Josh, do we have anything else? Oh, that is all. Okay, well, that brings us to the end of Midweek with Max. I'm going to hang out for a little bit afterwards and can field some community-related stuff and also give some community updates because we got a bunch of stuff happening. But yeah, thank you so much, as always, to our guests, our partner guests, to Max, to John, to Josh. I will turn it over to Max and John for outros, and then I'll hang out, and you guys can listen to me stumble over my words and say awesome 50 more times.
Awesome. Well, thanks everyone for joining us for another Midweek with Max. We will see you all next week, both for the engineering live stream and Midweek with Max as well. And yeah, things are moving. Stay tuned for more announcements in the coming weeks on all things, tokenomics and additional TVL updates and new partner protocol deployments. And with that, I will sign off.
Killer. Thank you so much, Max.
As always, guys, just continue to interact with the points program. I'll keep you guys looped in with some updates that will be coming momentarily, as previously mentioned. So hopefully that will increase some UX kind of odds in your favor, make things look much nicer. So currently working on that and looking to roll out some more things very, very soon. So just keep an eye on all that. And once again, just anyone with any of those staking related issues, sounds like it's a really isolated thing here, but by all means, please fire off a ticket just so that I can take a look at that immediately, as that's something that definitely want to keep an eye on. So I really appreciate everyone's time as always. Thank you so much, and keep coming back.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. All right. Well, if anyone has any community-related questions, you can ask them now. I am stressing again, it's community-related questions. If it's anything technical, I cannot answer them. That was Midweek with Max. This is different.
Thank you, guys. I'm gonna head out for now.
Take care, bro. Thanks so much for coming. And we really got to talk about that game night.
Yeah, sure. We can do that.
Awesome.
Goodbye.
Thank you. All right. So, community things to touch on. Roles/incentives. We have created a doc that is being circulated within the team, and we have moderator feedback as well as some team feedback. And what we're trying to do is add some perks, so a lot of our roles are not just cosmetic. It's obviously not going to be for every level of role, but more of like the juicier ones. So like based, content creator, community creative, and the soon to be released Hemithic/OG role. We're looking for ways to incentivize/add perks in some way. I don't have specifics as of yet, but I can say that Josh and I are going to be talking later this week about the Hemithic role itself, and into next week, I'm hoping to get the feedback locked up so we can make a formal announcement regarding the roles. What does that say? Tokenomics out next. That was answered on Midweek with Max. It looks like it very well could be April, but again, that's a speculative date. How to get Wendigo roll. Unfortunately, that was a one-time roll drop, and it was when Max announced mainnet. So that honestly, that's another role that we should add perks to, just because a lot of folks don't have that. Maybe Rap God as well. We do have 2 people, and only 2 people who have the Rap God role. So that's kind of crazy. Another thing that we are currently working on. There's been a lot of activity happening within Discord of some cool stuff. People creating and developing and actually building on Hemi. So I am going to be talking with the engineering team, and we're trying to find a process for a special builder role that would then grant you access to a building channel where we can help. Well, the team, I'm not really going to be much help there, let's be honest, where the team can help with projects and development. For instance, we have a community member named Brian, who is like making a custom pop miner and some other awesome stuff. So we really want to foster that type of behavior, and we really want to encourage it. So building things on Hemi is highly recommended. So if that's something that you're into, whether you want to make NFTs, whether you want to make a game like the Hemi Bros are doing, let us know somehow. And we're going to try to create a community within our community specifically for this. So support for builders is coming soon. I don't have an exact timeline on this, but it's going to be soon. Oh, wow. Hold on. There's only 6 based creators. That's wild. 5 community creatives, 2 rap god, 11 content creator, 142 Wendigos. No one has diplomatic community yet. Not even Foxstar. Take that, Fox. Fox, when based, make memes. that's how to get that role. Just make memes, and the 2 members that have rap god are Alex and Foxstar. Yeah, they crushed it, and they got the role. How can you get Rap God? So in the meme channel, I had previously posted this. Basically, if you record yourself rapping the beginning of Eminem's Rap God, you can get the Rap God role. So yeah, just crush that first verse and follow those lyrics, and yeah, ta-da. Let's see. Oh, I really hope more people get this role. This is exactly what we need. We need more people performing Rap God for literally no reason whatsoever. Creator, not necessarily the Monica Lewinsky part. So basically, it goes. Okay, so it starts. If you can edit your message, start it at "I'm beginning to feel like a rap god," and then end it at "made a living and killing off it ever since Bill Clinton was still in office." And that's the part that people need to crush. And if you can do that, you get the role. Hold on, I will actually repost right now. Right here. So this is the criteria for that role. Record yourself performing that. Try to absolutely slay it, and you can have the Rap God role. It's not easy. I tried, and it's not easy. I ran out of. I thought I was going to have a stroke. It's not an easy thing to do. So, okay, do we have any other community questions / anything that people want updates on? Where can I submit the Rap God content for role? Just post that directly in the meme channel. And I'm not saying don't tag me for every meme. Please, God, don't do that. We will see them, I promise. But specifically for the Rap God role, if you upload an audio clip of yourself doing it, tag Josh or I. I'm going to throw Josh into this because he's been April Foolsing me all day. Yes, Anubis, for the Rap God role, not for everything in the world. Is an ambassador opportunity coming in the future? So that is interesting. With the help of our community moderators, we do have another document circulating with the team, and it's something that I'd love to get going. Unfortunately, it's not like my say. I can't just, launch that program without team support. So hopefully we can have some updates on that sooner than later, but I really don't have a timetable for it right now. The big initiatives right now are getting these roles solidified, getting the OG/Hemithic role launched, having perks added to them, and also creating the builder community within our community. So those are the 2 points of focus that I have right now. But the ambassador thing is definitely on the back burner and something that we would really like to get going. So if you have any suggestions regarding it, that's cool. Samstar, for the OG/Hemithic role, we are still figuring that out right now. So that's part of it. We're figuring out what the criteria is, and we're figuring out what perks would be assigned to it. Unfortunately, I don't have a very good answer for you right now because it's literally being worked on this week into next week. And but when I do, there will totally be an announcement regarding it. Do we have anything else? When PUBG tournament? I don't know. When do you guys want to do a PUBG tournament? What's this? All right. Also, people are curious about the special rules. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Josh. Okay. Let's see what else we got. PUBG, I am a noob. Don't worry. I'm probably going to get smoked by Greenwood also in PUBG because I haven't played it in a very long time. But yeah, gaming tournament. I'm all for that. So,
for what it's worth, I had kind of a personal emergency over the past couple days, but I did, because of that, have some time not to brush up on console base, but I was on that mobile for like 6 hours straight last night while waiting for something. So just know, it's over for all of you. So it is what it is. Resign yourselves now. Okay, so.
Oh my God. All right. Well, now we have to do this. So let's figure out times. Like if people want to pitch times and like a day, I can let John and Josh know, and we can PUBG the hell out of it. Why not? We'll just pretend it's crypto related. Whatever. It's a community activity. That's fine. What's CODM?
Call of Duty Mobile. Which also will school anyone on. Just saying. By the way, that game. Just quick rant. That is the cheapest game ever. I'm not that good at Call of Duty, but on that game, can literally pull like ridiculous amounts of kills because everyone playing it is like 12 with a 2012 phone or something like that. I don't know what it is, but people just stand out in the middle of nowhere. You can like no scope. Like when I play, I'll just play no scope only. Pretty much, that's the way to do it. But I think the mobile games we could definitely do something with as well, as that gives a little bit more access capability for users. So maybe we could do something there. Maybe we could do some console stuff, and then maybe a mobile variant as well. And maybe we can talk about something specific for kind of the person that walks away with the title. So I'm not in charge of that, but maybe we can make that something, I guess, to keep it generic.
Josh, do we have room for another role after Hemithic? Because we could do a game role where if you win and like smoke the rest of us. Okay, we can do that. So yeah, we'll do some kind of game activities really soon, and winner gets a role. What the hell? Why not? When Dota? Oh, chess tournament. I'm into that. That sounds good. What's Dodo? DOTO. Yeah, what is DOTO? Anyone?
First of all, it's Dota, DOTA. Okay, the fact you're asking that. What a noob.
I knew Dota. I just didn't know if this was a different acronym that I didn't know about.
Oh, yeah. Well, maybe there is. Let's see. Let me make sure I'm not crazy. No, it's definitely Dota.
It's Dota. Okay, yeah. Yeah, we could do that. I think I have that in my Steam library. I
think I have like Dota 2, and I don't know if there's anything newer than that. I haven't really kept up with it whatsoever.
I think that's the one I have too. I just got Atomfall, by the way. It's
If
amazing.
you ever get into like the Web3 / builder side of crypto, don't expect to ever play video games again. Is pretty much how it's been for me. But was a big Dota fan at one point. Went through League, and then it's all about FPSs. It's short enough now to fit into the life cycle. And also, randomly, my secret late night is Squad Busters on mobile. So that's kind of my guilty pleasure.
I've been playing Gray Zone Warfare. It's so sick. I mean, it's like beta. It's like early access, but it's really good.
There's something I've been and once again when I say I've been playing, that means like an hour over the past 2 months, but I can't think of the name at the moment, but the graphics are unbelievable on mobile to the point where like it's almost better than console games. I can't think of the name at the moment, but it's immaculate. It's crazy to see how that development has gone. I mean, even COD Mobile is pretty serious. I mean, same with PUBG on mobile. I still think the full game with console PC definitely brings a lot more to the table, skill set wise. But yeah, even on mobile now, to be able to facilitate games like that with 100 players in a lobby and for it to be anywhere near functional with good graphics is crazy to me. So definitely a big fan on that front.
Yeah, it's wild because I still play. I was playing Ark on mobile for a while, and then they released Ark Survival Ascended on mobile, and it's like the graphics are as good as PC. They're not better, but I mean, and for everything that goes into that game as like a survival building, like tame dinosaurs and like unleash hell, it's so good. Also, if anyone wants to play Ark ever, I am so in. I have a server. I have a server for Ark and Scum because they're my two favorite games until Light No Fire comes out.
No Hemi node, but does have a server for Arc. Okay.
Well, I mean,
system requirements, dude. I get it. I mean, dude, talking about that, I just this morning the Amazon Spring thing. I've been stocking up on Zima blades and ridiculous amounts of storage as they have a huge storage sale right now. So time for more nodes. That's for sure.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, massive. I couldn't believe. I thought it was like trolling me because I didn't notice it. I keep hearing about like the sales they have going on, but then I haven't checked it out this morning. Finally got around to it, and I'm like, wait, is this like a April Fool's type thing? As storage is like 66% off, for some of their massive drives. So exactly what I was looking for. What a deal!
I saw that. I picked up a 2 terabyte just so I can store more Steam games and leave them all.
Yeah.
All installed.
I think is it 28 or 32? I think I want to say it's 28 terabyte. Like some of the massive drives right now are like only $250. So it's been pretty crazy to see the pricing on it, especially for our industry. It's great to have. Yeah, like the N300 series Toshiba drives right now are like under $300. Even like entire NAS systems are short money. So I'm really surprised by that. All the Seagate drives as well. So between all the Iron Wolf series drives, which are great for kind of NAS for at home, and I don't know if they're really quite fast enough to run all types of nodes, but always good to have more storage.
Can confirm. Johnny has a question. Can the based roll be won by creating a 45-second freestyle rap for Hemi? Yup, it can. If you guys want to start rapping about Hemi, yeah, that counts as content creation. I mean, Josh, cool. All right, Josh likes it. What else we got? Okay, sorry. So answered that. Yeah, that's wild. We have over 100 people just listening to us ramble about video games. That's fantastic news. What else Max told about the NFTs? So regarding the NFTs, what's it called? Hemi hatchlings and I broke Sepolia. There's nothing concrete yet, but it's something the team is working towards. So no further info thus far, but hopefully soon. I don't mean to be cryptic. I just really don't have a better answer than that. What I can say is that the second NFT should be coming hopefully this month. So that one was basically anyone who participated in open season. You didn't necessarily have to get the maximum amount of transactions or points, but that one hopefully is going to be this month as well. And as always, there'll be a formal announcement requiring that. When t-shirt? Well, I don't know if I'm supposed to be saying this. So there's no date on it yet, but a merch store is being worked on, and there's some pretty cool stuff in there. I just answered, creator. I literally just answered that question. Why are you tagging me? I was literally answering that question as you were typing. What role can be won if I tattoo Hemi on my body? I
got the appointment set up already. It's like 12 days out, so adding it to the ETH logo and some other, have a Bitcoin logo as well on a finger, so adding the Hemi logo.
Oh, dude, that's great. Okay, well, all right. What the hell? We have to do that. I guess
I don't want the roll though. I refuse the roll. So
all right,
no role for me, only for the peeps, man. But definitely, I mean, I don't know if we can. Is there let's say no advice or any type of I think we should probably be careful with that one.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, actually, no, I do not encourage anyone to get tattoos for a role, and that does not just go here. That goes for any community.
If we start getting photos of like massive Hemi facial tattoos, I don't know how I can answer for that one. So I'm gonna blame that on Rick. Rick brought it up. That was all Rick.
There is no roles for getting tattoos whatsoever. There will never be one, and quite frankly, please don't get tattoos based on a role in a Discord server. Get stuff you like if you want to, but don't do it for a stupid role. Please, I beg you. Imagine a Hemi logo on someone's forehead. I refuse to even imagine that. No. Rap, that's one thing. You want to make a freestyle rap, you want to make an original Hemi song, by all means have at it. Roles can be associated with that. Any body modifications or anything else weird like that, we're not rewarding that with roles, incentives, or anything. So, no. Not just for legal reasons, but also, like common sense, I think falls into that category. Can I riz you for a role? No. You gotta do stuff to get roles. You can't just kiss our asses and think that's gonna give you a role. That's crazy. All right. Do we have anything else? Because if not, we should wrap this up. For roles, common sense is no more. That's not true. Common sense applies for everything. All right. I think that's all I got. You guys got anything else? All right. Well, thank you guys for sticking around for the community portion at the tail end of Midweek with Max. When Hemi 3D prints? I don't know, Josh. You have a 3D printer. When are you going to do it?
Someone actually had done that. There was some picture early on. I thought that someone had done a couple of figurines for or something like that. But that would be really cool. Would be interested. I thought. Was it Josh? I thought someone had released a file for it, like an ornament or something like that. I feel like I had seen somewhere. If not, we definitely should, because Absinthe had one of their events that we went to in Denver, and they handed me a large supply of Absinthe little A logos, which were really cool. It's chilling in my office at the moment, so definitely fully on board for any Hemi related 3D prints. I'll have to get the maker set up. So
Yeah, that would be sick. I'd love to see like Migo and like Arami, maybe the stupid koala. That would be cool as like printable figures. Oh yeah, there's the ornament that Josh turned into a keychain. All right, waiting for Hemi merch. Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. I don't have a date on that. I realize that the community section is mostly me going sooner. I don't have a date, but what the hell. I will give people the. Oh, okay. Here you go. Yeah, totally agree, Josh. So, I will give people the base roll for making 3D prints for the Hemi mascots and publishing them on Maker World printables. Yep, you can totally have the base roll for that. So that goes Migo, Arami, the koala, dealer's choice on that. But if you make them and you put them out there, awesome. All right, Josh, you're gonna have to feel this one. Does Max's hair count as an official mascot? You know what? If you print out Max's hair and it's wearable, like if you can actually like print it out to the size and wear it, yeah, that 1000% counts. That's really funny too. It's like
Goku style, like you can just throw it on there real quick. It'd be awesome.
It's just Max cosplay. That would be so funny.
And then we'll print one and make him wear it at events. That's the future iteration.
That's definitely gonna happen. Or we all just show up with Max's haircut.
And then he just like breaks bad and gets the facial Hemi tattoo and also starts rapping Rap God. So in a perfect world, all of these things would come together.
That would be the dream right there. Imagine if we could pull that off.
I know. On that note, for what it's worth, I do have to hop. I got a call in 3 minutes. So, Ladies, gentlemen, all involved, it's been real for me. Sounds like we're signing off anyways, but tentatively. Thank you guys for spending time with me as always. And any questions you have, feel free to field. You can tag me. Always happy to answer. I pop into Discord quite a few times throughout the day. And I will reiterate once again, please, if there's a staking only related issue with points showing up, please let me know, because that is like at the top of my priority right now, because I have not seen an issue, and that's something I want to get behind ASAP. But yes, we'll continue to update about everything else points related throughout the remainder of the week. And for those that keep asking about verification, yes, there will be one that starts by end of week. So yeah, there we go. And thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, brother. We will I'll keep you posted on whatever game we're gonna play, and
sounds like a plan, man.
And no scope.
Pop it in the calendar.
Hell yeah, buddy.
All right, guys. Take care. As always, have a great one. Peace.
All right. I don't know if I see any other questions, so imagine everyone post Hemi stuff on X at the same time and get a roll. If you guys want to weaponize and just start posting Hemi stuff all the time, just tag Hemi in the intern. Like, we love that activity. I know the intern will retweet whatever the hell you send his way. Hemi main, it's got to be more like quality style contributions, not just like meme stuff and things like that. You know what I mean? So like, if you come up with a really cool tutorial or like a high quality meme, that's like original and cool, definitely like still tag Hemi, but I mean, there's always a chance it could end up on the main feed. That's a good question. How does one get a Hemi Bro PFP? I'd also like one.
So I need to head off for a local.
Oh, all right. Oh, well, now it's just me talking to myself. So, okay. right, thanks, Josh. All right, on that note, I'm going to wrap this up. We can keep chatting in general, but thank you guys so much for being here. And yeah, we'll see you next week. Sounds like the engineering thing's going to happen next week, and hopefully we'll have more community updates that I'll be able to share. And if not this week, hopefully next week. Summary of the AMA. Yes, it will be posted to our YouTube. You should be able to watch it in full with subtitles of whatever. And you can watch the full recap. You probably don't want to watch this portion of it because it's usually just John and I talking about video games. But you know what the hell? If you're into that, great. All right. Take care, all. We'll see you in Discord, and thank you so much for being here and for being part of the community. We love to see all the activity, so yeah, keep earning those roles. Otherwise, Foxstar is going to get them all, and that guy's got so many as it is. It's crazy.